This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. In today's episode, I wanted to talk on the downfall of EA's 2 biggest games in the recent years, because it was 2 games that we were really looking forward to. You know, like EA, that's one thing about it, is that back in the day, they were notorious for making some good games. I mean, you had Madden, you had NBA Live, that series. What else? FIFA, before they changed it to FC. The Skate series, the Battlefield series. I mean, and then my personal favorite was the Crysis series. Especially Crysis 2. Like, that's one of, in my opinion, that is one of EA's greatest games. Like, the marketing, the gameplay, the cinematics. Like, Crysis, if you guys have never seen nothing related towards Crysis 2, like, please go watch videos on that game. The multiplayer, oh my, bro. That was one game where they had a multiplayer mode, like they had a PvP mode, and I was playing it. Like that, if you guys know me, you know that I don't really be caring for it. At least now, I don't care for PvP games like that. But if they were to make a PvP Crysis video game, I think I would get back into PvP shooters and stuff. Because no, Crysis, that was definitely a video game where I'm like, man, I wish they would have explored more with it. But I'm kind of afraid now, because my thing is this: you have Battlefield 6 and you have Skate. What could possibly go wrong with those 2 games? Like, how could EA release those games and fumble it that badly? All right. So let's talk on Skate, because Skate was the first game to release between the 2. So for those that really don't know too much about Skate, when the original trilogy Skate games, like Skate 1, 2, and 3, when they came out, Skate 1, nobody didn't really know too much about it, but it was a newer skateboarding game, and you can't go wrong with a skateboarding game. So when Skate came out, people were they were kind of into it. And then Skate 2 came out. Wasn't really into it as much, but still, people were getting into it. Skate 3 came out, changed the wave. Changed the whole wave of skateboarding games. Like, the funny thing is that there were like some Tony Hawk games that come out after Skate 3. I feel like that a lot of us, like, hold on for a second. Let's just see when Skate 3 had came out, because it's relatively an old game, 2010. So I'm trying to think, what Tony Hawk game 2010, because I feel Shred was that. Oh, I think that was that one where it had like them the skateboarders, it was like a motion controlled skateboard. That's what it was, where it was like it came with this it was a controller, but it was a skateboard and stuff. So I'm thinking it, because I remember I did get one of those. It was when they came out with that Tony Hawk Ride game. And it was it was too much. You know, you trying to learn how to skateboard in the comfort of your home. It was too much at times. It was cool, but yeah, it was one of those things. I think I still got that skateboard too. It's somewhere in my closet, because I think I remember I did try to trade it in at GameStops, and they was like, it's only gonna be $3-4. I'm like, $3-4 for this? That's crazy. But anyways, I think I remember I used it. I was using it quite a lot too. Like, because I genuinely was fascinated with that controller and stuff. But anyways, that was the game to come out in 2010 with skateboarding. And then in 2012, they came out with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD. I'm trying to think what games that they come out with after that. But yeah, nobody wasn't really talking about it. It was like, okay, cool, I guess. But we are still playing Skate 3. What other games came out in with the Tony Hawk series? I feel like that might have been, wait. No, that's not. That ain't it. That was like, cause I don't know why they showed this game. I'm over here thinking it was like the latest or the next game to come out. But yeah, pretty much the point is that I'm trying to make is that there were some skateboarding games to come out after Skate 3. Nobody wasn't really playing them. And then it was like after some time of the game being out, there were two other skateboarding games that came out, one being called Skater XL and then the other one being called Session. Them games couldn't even live up to Skate 3. Like, that's how much of an impact Skate 3 had on the like skateboarding gaming community and stuff. So Skate 3, it was like, okay, what the only game that can top Skate 3 is Skate 4. Skate gets announced. Everybody is gassed, hyped, and excited over it. Even I was, because I'm like, man, you know, I finally get to play a skateboarding game where I ain't gotta relearn how to play it. Like, I'm just gonna go based off of from what I remember with Skate 3. But it was, because it been a while since I had played a skate game, but I was like, I know I'm gonna have that same amount of fun in it and stuff. So, my thing is that there was nothing wrong. Like, the game had the content, they had everything there. It's just that EA, it seemed like that they accidentally released that game. Like, that game wasn't supposed to be what it was. And it just seems like that now they're like, well, we don't want to really do anything to it because the last update, hold on for a second, the last update to come out for that game was, so they got like a roadmap ahead. All right, so they I guess they are trying to do things with this game, but that's the thing. There's like what's coming in season 3. So there was, so there's this mode. There was like Isle of Grome, I think that's what we're going back to the expanded and improved Isle of Grome season 3. Find details on how to access the island here. So yeah, so they have it where there's this island, I guess, that they're coming out with. But that was the thing though that they did was, so they were going to have it where premium skate pass access March 10th to April 14th. Skate pass premium holders can access the Isle of Grome as an added benefit to their pass, which already includes over 100 items. Then open access April 14th to May 5th. All players can skate Isle of Grome during a special multi-week event. And then a general access May 5th to June 2nd. Isle of Grome access will be widely available through Skate Pass Premium or a 24-hour ticket, 500 earnable RIP chips. That's the thing, you know, and this is what I personally think the reason why Skate didn't take off like it did. Because you lied to people, said that it's a free game, you guys released it, and the content, like the cosmetic stuff, I can understand, but the gameplay stuff, the missions, all of that, you would think that people would take a page out of what Fortnite is, because Fortnite, yeah, they have it where you got to pay for the cosmetics, but as far as gameplay stuff, all of that is all free. I think the only gameplay or game mode that you have to pay for is that survive the world mode, that zombie horde mode that what Fortnite originally was. That was the only mode that you got to pay for in Fortnite. But all of the, you know, like the whatchamacallit, the season 1 map, you know, for Battle Royale, like where I guess they was like re-releasing old stuff and things, all of it free. Don't have to pay for it. The only thing you have to pay for is the cosmetic stuff. But now they have it set up where if you're subscribed through Xbox Game Pass, you don't have to subscribe. You're pretty much playing the game for free. Like everything in the game is free. If you have Xbox Game Pass, they have it where they give you every month like 1,000 VC. So you don't even have to like the cosmetic stuff, all of that. I guess like if you spend the 1,000 VC. And then you ain't, because I know with me, I know I need to play more of Fortnite and stuff, so I can go through the battle pass, level up, and all that stuff. But overall, though, it's like, yeah, the game's pretty much free. Now, that is actually free. Skate, on the other hand, people are not trying to pay for skate passes and this pass and that pass. If you say the game is free, the game needs to be free. But having it where it's like, oh, it's free to a certain extent, like, no, that's not free. that you might as well, my thing is this, why not just have it where the game, you released it for $59.99? I would have rather have paid $59.99 and have access to whatever it is that I paid for. But it's like, that's like having it where you go to Disneyland, you pay for to get inside the park. Well, no, that's pretty much what Disneyland is. Yeah, you gotta pay to get inside. Well, no, actually, I take that back. You don't have to pay to get on the rides and stuff. Like, no, they have like those paths. But no, imagine, all right, so imagine this world billions of light years away and stuff. So you go to Disneyland, and when you get in line, you got to pay for each step that you take to get to the final product and stuff. Do you think you would go to that amusement park? Do you think Disneyland would be the successful amusement park that it is today if they had it where you had to pay for every single step, or at least pay for every ride to get in there? People they want to just pay to get in, and if they gotta wait in line, they wait in line. But I'm like, I'm not saying that that's what you guys need to do, is have it where it's only gonna be available to 100 people, and then all of us gotta wait. We ain't trying to do that. We're trying to play a video game. That's why I'm like, I'm so confused by this day and age of gaming, because do you want people to play the game, or do you not want people to play the game? Like, I don't get the idea of, we're going to release this game, but it's going to be locked behind it, and say that it's free, but you're going to have to pay for a bunch of different things to have access to the game. That's not going to make me want to play it. But if I have to pay for everything, like, the game had a decent amount of content when you start playing it. Like, there's all these different things that you have to do, like, and I guess, like, yeah, skate tricks and all that stuff. But other than that, it's like, fam, after that, and then you gotta like go and the only content that's left is the paid content. That's not gonna make me want to play the game. And then on top of that too, like, is how animated the game looked. The game ain't even Steam Deck verified. I tried playing it on my handheld Xbox. I don't even think it's playable. I don't even think it's supported. Hold on for a second. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, it's unsupported. You would think that would be something that you guys would aim for, making the game. So, do they have hold on for a second. Oh no, that's to embed the page on like another website. I thought it was like a demo. I'm like, why do you guys have a demo to a free game? Like, I don't know. I ain't never seen that before. But anyways, but yeah, EA, it's like you guys fumbled with that game because you lied to the crowd, said that it was free, but there's these things that we have to pay for. It's like, fam, because my thing is this: if the game is free, we should just be able to play whatever. You know, like the cosmetic stuff, I don't really care for cosmetics. You know, yeah, they do have it where you can create a character and stuff. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with getting the free clothes. If I do want to pay for some clothes, fam, the clothes gotta be worth paying for. Like, I'm trying to have it where my character, he's wearing a shirt that's on fire. So every time he's skateboarding somewhere, like, he has a whole fire outfit where it's like, yeah, he's doing kick flips and laser flips and everything else, but he's on fire. Like, or like some lava clothes, like something that's gonna actually stand out. But if I'm out here paying you guys money for a virtual shirt that ain't even real, you guys ain't got, I don't even know if they got like licensed stuff in there, like Vans and Dunks and, you know, stuff like that. Like, even though them big old giant fat sneakers from back in the day at Famous Footwear, the Osiris sneakers, it's like, fam, you guys ain't even got that. So I'm saying, it's like, if the game's gonna be free, the game gotta be free. But if the game ain't gonna be free, then it's like, fam, you can't say that it's a free game. Like, the crazy thing is, and that's the difference between free to play and free to download. Free to play means that you can play whatever you want to play for free. But free to download, that's like, yeah, you can download it for free, but there's gonna have to be some content that you're gonna have to pay for. That's what you guys need to be saying with that game. Yeah, it's free to download, but there's content that you're gonna have to pay for. And it's one of those things where I'm like, nah, bro, I'm tired of playing, you know, video games where something got to be wrong with it. And it's all like, you guys, here it is, you guys being this multi-million or billion-dollar company, and you can't even release a video game where it's like people can have fun with it. And speaking of video games we can't have fun with, and it's a game that we actually had to pay for, Battlefield 6. Now, at first when this game came out, you couldn't take the game away from nobody. It was like, okay, this is it. Like, this is going to be the PvP shooter that's going to get me back into PvP shooting games, right? I did play a little bit of the PvP shooter, the multiplayer modes and stuff. but it just didn't have that same effect as Battlefield from like back then. Like they and my thing is this, like if you guys had like the original modes like Conquest, Rush, I think they do, but it's like some new version of it, and I'm like, no fam, we want that Battlefield 3 and 4 multiplayer. I want that Caspian Border multiplayer. That's the multiplayer that I want. I want it to be when I'm on a big old giant fat map, I'm being sniped at from somebody across the map, I'm seeing jets and helicopters, like don't get me wrong, like the multiplayer, it was intense, but I'm like, man, it just seemed like it was more cinematic than actually having fun. Like I felt like that. I was like, yeah, you can easily get some clips like that, and that was the one thing that I was seeing people do was on TikTok was the one guy, he was like he pretended like he was a war photographer or something, and I'm like, fam, that's where your guys' game is at right now. People are having to make up their own fun in the game because there's when you play Battlefield 6, so for somebody that didn't buy it, so Battlefield 6, they have it where the campaign is pretty much a movie. Like you can, if you sit down and just play the campaign for the whole day, you'll probably beat it before lunchtime. Like if you start playing it like maybe 4 or 5 in the morning, play it on easy, and don't take no breaks or none of that, like yeah, you'll beat it before lunchtime. Maybe it might take you a little longer, I don't know, but overall it's not a memorable story. It wasn't like Battlefield 3 and 4 where it was like, especially Battlefield 4, I was like, man, the story in that game was it was dope. I liked it. I was like, Battlefield 3 and 4, Bad Company 2, I really don't remember too much about the story, but yeah, it was one of those things where I'm like, you can't go wrong with Battlefield story. And they had it where it was like a 2-hour, it was pretty much like a 2-hour movie, and then after that it was over with. Like, they didn't do no follow-ups, they didn't do nothing. It's like they're so worried about multiplayer, and I'm like, fam, there are people that do like to play single-player stuff in this game, because at times, like, multiplayer ain't really all that good. I just like to just be playing the game by myself. That's one thing that I've adapted to over the years, is that I like playing video games by myself. So Battlefield 6, they have it where it's pretty much Battlefield 2042. When you uninstall, cause and they have that as an option. So when you beat the story, you can uninstall it, and then it's just multiplayer. And I'm like, fam, isn't this what Battlefield 2042 was? So no, then they was all like, we're gonna come out with a battle royale mode. I feel like that mode is kind of dead. I'm not saying that you guys, like get rid of the idea and then, or let's come out with an extraction shooter. But I'm just saying, it's like, man, you guys got to be different. You guys got to be unique. You're an old school video game. So you got to do like some old school things that's going to get us invested. They came out with the Battle Royale mode, and it pretty much was Call of Duty Warzone, but with Battlefield physics and graphics. And I'm like, fam, you know what? Nah, I ended up uninstalling Battlefield because I was like, I'm not invested, And then they came out with this season 2 stuff, and it's pretty much the same exact thing that they were doing with 2042. Multiplayer maps, a couple of weapons, maybe a tank, and then like some cosmetic stuff. Like you think that you're getting a lot, but it's like, fam, this isn't making me want to play the game. Like it seems like that, yeah, if you want these things, you're having to play the game and unlock it, but it's just the game ain't worth playing. I'm like, man, you guys gotta, if you're gonna come out with a video game, it's like you gotta come out with a video game that's playable. But it's like you come out with a paid game, have it where there's only a little bit of content in there, then you come out with a free game, you have it where there's a little bit of content, but the other half of the content you have to pay for. I'm telling you, EA, that's one company where I'm like, I don't know what the problem is when you guys release a video game, but it is the most weirdest thing ever. It's like you guys can't come out with a good game for some reason. Like you can, but at some point in time you end up messing it up to the point where it's like, I don't want to play this game no more. So I'm trying to give Skate a chance, and just play the content that they do have for free. But I know when it does get to a point where they're like, oh, you got to pay for this, you got to pay for that, I'm uninstalling the game, because I'm like, nah, bro, it's either the game is free or the game is paid for. But I'm not trying to have it where it's like you guys get the best of both worlds, where it's like, oh, you get somebody that's playing the game and paying for it, even though it's free and all this other. Like, I feel like I'm being cheated, So That's why I'm like, no, you guys, if you're going to come out with a free video game, then okay, have it where the game is free. But if you don't want the game to be free, then just charge people for it and then just have it. I feel like that would have been that would have been more accepted than having it where it's like, oh, you're going to have to pay for all these different things, even though the game is free. That's like somebody giving you a sample, but it's like, oh, you got to pay for the sample. Like one of them people at a grocery store or something. They're like, oh, would you like a free sample? It's going to cost $10. Is it free or is it gonna cost me $10? Like what is it? You know, or it's like you buy like, and then yeah, with Battlefield 6, using that as an example, it's like you buy a house, but I feel like people, they kind of do that already and things, but well, you know what? Okay, but no, you buy a house and half the house is missing. And then it's like, in order to, you got to wait until the construction guys come back out to your house to rebuild. They might put a toilet in there, or they might give you some, some walls to put for the bedrooms and stuff. But it's like half the house is missing. So it's like, am I paying for a full video game, or am I paying for half of a game? And I got to wait until season 5 or 6 of Battlefield in order to get a full functional video game. No, that's okay. It's one of those things where I'm like, hey, more power to EA. I just can't support them as a company, and it's because even back then, I always knew something was shady with EA, and then as the years go on, it's like, yeah, no, it's still like that. They still be doing some shady things with their games, and I'm like, man, I don't get it. I'm like, you guys, like, you very well can come out with a good game. It's just you guys refuse to for some reason. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.